guys and girls, Nathan here. Just wanted to reach out with a little community service announcement. Don't be sucking into real estate agents at the moment. As a lot of you guys and girls may know, I own a property management firm, call it whatever you wish. I hate real estate agents. I deal with them on a day-to-day basis, but at the end of the day, I want to be treating my investments like investments and not having sleazy real estate agents on it. I'm seeing a lot of investors at the moment which are being lured in. There's a lot of agents out there, they're short of stock in the market. I've seen property prices rise a lot in the last 18 months, 24 months, and they are continuously rising. What is causing this is a lack of stock in the marketplace, and the real estate agents are desperate to find deals so they can sell. If they don't have stock to sell, they don't have properties to sell, they don't get paid a commission. So they have commission breath trying to get people to sell properties. So they're always out there trying to market to investors. The important thing to realize is when you're buying a property, what is your strategy looking like? What are you trying to achieve? And what is the property doing for you? I always talk about this in my podcasts, my videos, my webinars, and all that sort of stuff. But what I'm seeing at the moment is a lot of people getting caught up by the cheap thrills. And I talk about cheap thrills all the time, which are, you want to go out and party, you want to go out and get distracted from your goals. Getting a little bit of money dangling over your head might sound cool. You've just bought a property. It's you bought it for 200. You bought it a year ago. Now it's worth 250. Do you want to sell it? The real estate agents can be very tactful, and I've got a person that's interested in buying your property. It's the number one line out of the book. I know all the tricks. I've got 27,000 real estate agents in my database that I work with on a regular basis to buy properties that are cheap from poor bastards that sell their properties through these idiots. So, not all agents are idiots. I'm just using that as a bit of a thing there, but there's a lot of bad agents out there, a lot of people that are just wanting to get commissions for selling your properties. So just be careful of that. I'm speaking to investors that go, oh yeah, the agent told me that he could get me 250, I only paid 200 a year ago, I made 50 grand. It's like, well, you did make 50 grand, but you also paid the stamp duty on the property to buy it, so you got taxed on that. You paid the lawyers some legal fees, you paid for the real estate agent to sell the property, and they were the biggest winner out of the property, because you might have 30 grand or 40 grand left over, or 20 grand, whatever's left over from the deal. But now you've got to pay tax for that. So how did that really help you get to your end goal? At the same time, you could have bumped the rent by 50 bucks or 100 bucks a week. You could have got 20 grand in the hand net, or you could have pushed the rent up by 50 bucks or 100 bucks a week. I was just chatting to one of my staff here, my IT guy, Kieran, and he told me this afternoon that on one of his properties, it went up $90. It went up from like 200 to 290, and we're going to go to 320 shortly, but we've got to be conservative with how we do stack the rental returns. So on that property, he was going to sell the property and dispose of it and go on to some other properties, but he was able to push the rent up by 90 bucks a week. That's 4.5 grand a year. If he was going to make 50 grand on it, and that's just an example, like 50 grand on the property he was going to sell. But if he was going to sell the property and whatnot, he's now increased his cash flow. So every year he's going to get an extra almost 5 grand a year rent coming through in a pay rise. If he has 10 of them, there's 50 grand a year. So, think about the decisions that you take in a day. There's so many real estate agents. I literally just bought in a whole pile of mail. I get mail delivered into all different addresses and PO boxes and stuff like that. And I had a big pile of mail that came through to me. And I left it on my PA's desk, and I opened up one of them because I know there was a few of them, and they were from local agents in the Gold Coast. And I opened up the mail, and when I looked at it, I was like, this fucker is trying to force me to sell my property. So I can see they're out in force at the moment. The letters are like, I've got someone that look like they're handwritten. I've got someone that wants to buy your property. Call me. I've got a very high price on the property. One of my investors sent me an email on the weekend asking me what they should do. And I was like, it's just a scammy ad. Tell them that you'll take 400 grand and the property's worth maybe like 250. And I said, tell them you take 400 if they can get your buyer, then move on. But these agents are out in full force trying to get listings because there is no stock on the market. Are you selling your asset at the start of a boom? I look at half the people I buy from. when we buy the assets either for myself or my investors, I'm like, you've held this property for 10 years, right? We're picking it up for the same price you paid 10 years ago. We're picking it up for less. The markets have gone through different cycles. So just depending on where I'm a contrarian investor, so I buy things that are, well valued and in distressed markets sometimes. And I look at it and I'm like, you've literally just been a surrogate parent for carrying this asset. The property you bought 10 years ago was negative cash flow. You're selling it to me for similar sort of price, and now it's positive cash flow, and we're about to see a boom. If the market doubles in the next 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, 5 years, I've only had the little minimal bit of risk attached to the deal. But some agent has suckered some poor bastard into selling that property, which is great. Like, it's great for me, but I just wanted to share this with you guys because I can see a lot of people getting screwed in this market, and I don't want it to be you. So if you are getting agents harassing you, if your real estate agent is trying to get you to, sell your property and you do want to get a second opinion, you can hit us up. I do have a landing page somewhere, which is getthemax.com.au. I've dealt with the good, the bad, and the ugly agents over the years. And if you are really wanting to sell your property, I can put you in contact with someone that can help you get the max for when you sell the property. So getthemax.com.au. As for looking after the rental property, are you getting the highest rental return? Because just as the prices are rising at the moment and everything is getting inflated, the greatest thing in my life to get inflated is rents, because I have heaps of rent coming through. All my properties are bringing me income. My main income source is rent for my rental properties. If you could hit us up, the link's on the description just below here of the email address to send over. If you do have a property, we can have a look at your position, look at all of your properties, and see, is there something we can do to increase your cash flow in your portfolio? I've been meeting with some of our investors over the course of the last sort of 4 to 6 weeks here in my office, and I try to catch up with my investors on a regular basis and looking at where we can tweak their rents. On average, I'm pushing rents sort of $30 to $80 per week in some markets, and looking at the portfolio, some of my investors have had sort of like $500-600 per week rental increases in their cash flow, because we've been able to tweak their portfolio and get extra revenue streams coming in for them. If you could increase your rent by $600 a week, $700 a week in your portfolio, would that mean that you are retiring in 2021? And the question I ask is, if you sell your property tomorrow to one of these fucking agents trying to get commission out of you, which is all they give a fuck about, they're just wanting to get a deal happening, but your portfolio may or not suffer from that property being in it or not, right? If you need help, hit us up, 1300-367-925 to speak to my team as well. So there's 3 options there. If you're looking at selling your property, you want help getting put in contact with the right agent, getthemax.com.au. Any of your details, I will personally have a look at your property and give you some pointers to who to speak to and what to expect for it. If you have a property and you're renting it out and you're getting an income from it, or looking at getting a property, I would like to manage your property. I manage thousands of properties nationally. Send your details of your properties over here, and I'll personally have a look at the rents, give you a bit of a rental estimate as to where I think we should be able to push the rents to. On average, when we're taking over the rental properties, between $30 and $80 per week extra per property is on average of what we are getting and achieving for our investors. And from a perspective as to where to next and a strategy, reach out to my team. Contact us at 1300-367-925. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure to watch out for those real estate agents trying to have commission breath and grab your assets and sell them, because they don't give a fuck about your retirement. They just give a fuck about getting a commission. And we'll catch up soon, and have a great day, and don't fall into the trap of the real estate agent. Bye for now.